Writing an academic CV is an ongoing process. Think of it as a living document which should be updated regularly. Don't just scramble to create a file to send off when you're applying for work. Think of it as creating more of an informal ledger where you can keep track of your professional milestones. This way, you can capture what you're working on, what the outcome was, what skills you demonstrated, and then what you learned from it. This helps you to keep track of what you're achieving, and it also means that you have this fabulous reservoir of examples to draw from, either when writing or perhaps when you're preparing for an interview or an informal conversation about your skill set. Ongoing, up-to-date writing for your academic CV will give you a chance to catalogue all of your professional experiences, even the things that don't go to plan or work out the way that you thought they would. These are really valuable reflections to have because you can talk about how you demonstrate resilience or conflict resolution or courage, or how you manage failure. It can help you get excited when something goes wrong too, because you can think, well, this would be a great example for selection criteria in future. In the same way that you schedule writing time, you should put a monthly meeting in your diary that you can commit to and spend even just half an hour reflecting and capturing your practice. Think of it like having a professional reflective diary. In fact, why don't you commit to action? Open your diary right now and book in your first appointment. Higher degree research students are notorious for underselling themselves for academic roles. There's a perception that they're somehow too inexperienced or have a lack of confidence in their skills. Potentially, they have some level of imposter syndrome where they think the selection panel will see right through them and know that they aren't cut out for an academic job. Don't forget the incredible experience and journey you go on as a research student. Your project is a goldmine for skills. Think about what you've been capable of managing. This includes project management, time management, writing, research, synthesis of ideas, communication, collaboration, and don't forget your subject matter expertise. It's easy to forget these elements of your research practice as legitimate, important skills for an academic job. One way to help you recognise that amazing talent is to ask people to tell you what they see as your skills and talents. So you should ask your supervisors for feedback, ask your HDR colleagues, friends, and your family. My takeaway message is please don't undersell yourself. Being comfortable with having feedback conversations will enable you to understand who you are, what your motivations are, and why you're awesome. Experiences which can advantage an academic job application include engaging in ongoing professional development. I'm very biased because I run professional development, but I'm going to give you a good example. While you may not have the direct experience of designing a unit or designing assessment, if a hiring panel sees that you've undertaken training in this topic and you know how to do this, it's reassuring for them. Especially if you have the subject matter knowledge they're looking for. You'll be able to draw on evidence-informed training to then illustrate in an example what you would do and how you would do it based on what you've learned. To advantage you in a job application, I also recommend that HDR students look for ways to benchmark their practice against international quality standards, such as Advanced HE's Professional Standards Framework, to show that you've got an effective practice in learning and teaching. Because there is no standard qualification to become a university teacher, these standards will help you demonstrate to a hiring panel that you have the skills, the qualities, and the attributes required to be an effective practitioner.